Do you know what the most dangerous form of self-destruction looks like? It doesn't look like wasting time on games, and it doesn't look like lying on the couch doing nothing. It looks like work. It looks like carefully planning your future, reading biographies of successful people, and buying your 10th productivity course. From the outside, it looks like discipline, but it's not. You're ambitious, you have big goals, and every day you feel like you're getting closer. But here's the truth most people never face. Preparation without practice is just sophisticated procrastination. While you're building the perfect plan, your brain is already rewarding you. You feel productive, you feel smart, you feel ahead, but nothing has actually changed. This is what psychologists call a hallucination of progress. You are feeding your ego while your real abilities stay exactly where they were yesterday. Why does this happen? Because your brain prefers imagination over reality. There's something known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. The less you actually do, the easier it is to believe you understand everything. You watch a few videos, read a few threads, start forming opinions, and suddenly you feel like you get it. But the moment you try to act, reality pushes back, and that's the part most people avoid. Because action forces you to admit something uncomfortable. I'm not as good as I thought. I'm a beginner. And for the ego, that feels like a threat. So instead of acting, you go back to preparing. There's also something deeper happening. Your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort. In physics, there is a principle called the law of inertia. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. Your life follows the same rule. The longer you stay in preparation mode, the harder it becomes to move, because in your mind, the first step becomes massive. You don't just need to start, you need the perfect idea, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions. And because those don't exist, you do nothing. There's an old idea often associated with warriors. A sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath. And comfort is not safety. Comfort is slow quicksand. The longer you stand in it, the deeper you sink without even noticing. So how do you break out of this? Not with motivation, and not with more planning. You break it by forcing movement. First, lower the stakes. If your goal is to write a book, forget the book and forget the chapter. Write 50 words. That's it. When the task is small enough, your brain stops resisting. Fear disappears when the goal looks almost meaningless, and that's exactly the point. Second, the 2-minute rule. Tell yourself, I will do this for exactly 2 minutes, then I can stop. No pressure, no expectations, just 2 minutes. Because starting is the hardest part, and once you begin, something changes. Momentum takes over. Third, the 90-second reset. Most people don't lack discipline, they're overwhelmed. When you feel stuck, stop, sit still, and focus on your breathing for 90 seconds. That's enough time for your stress response to calm down so you can think clearly again, not emotionally, but logically. Fourth, the dirty draft rule. You need to destroy the idea of doing things perfectly. Your first attempt will be bad. Your second attempt will be bad. That's not failure, that's the process. Like water from a rusty tap, at first it's dirty, but if you keep it running, it clears. Stop chasing quality and start producing volume. Fifth, use social pressure. You can lie to yourself, but it's much harder to lie to other people. Tell someone what you're going to do. Make it public if you have to, because the fear of looking stupid is often stronger than the fear of failure. Use that. Sixth, create artificial limits. Don't give yourself all evening. Give yourself 45 minutes. Deadlines force focus. When time is limited, you stop overthinking and start doing what actually matters. Now think about this. The average human life is around 30,000 days. If you're 30 years old, you've already used about 11,000 of them. Gone. And a large part of that time was spent waiting, preparing, delaying. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you're making a bet that tomorrow will come. But tomorrow is not guaranteed, and the longer you wait, the more expensive that delay becomes. So stop being the person who understands everything but creates nothing, because knowledge without action is zero, not potential, not progress, zero. Real power is simple. It's the ability to act when you don't feel ready. Close this video and move. I'll see you in motion.